Are you a parent feeling overwhelmed by your child's constant tantrums, meltdowns, and emotional outbursts? Do you find yourself walking on eggshells, never knowing what might trigger the next explosion? Well, parents, you're definitely not alone. In fact, according to Johns Hopkins, 1 in 5 children have a diagnosis where they struggle mentally, emotionally, or behaviorally. That's a staggering number. And it doesn't even account for the many families struggling without a formal diagnosis. But here's the thing. What if I told you that these challenging behaviors often stem from an imbalance in your child's nervous system? What if there was a way to address these issues without relying on medication? Today, we're going to explore a groundbreaking approach that could transform your family's life. This video is for parents who are exhausted from dealing with their child's frequent tantrums, meltdowns, and emotional outbursts and are seeking drug-free solutions to help their child. We're diving into the neuroscience behind behavior issues and how neurologically-focused chiropractic care can help restore balance to your child's nervous system. You'll learn about the root causes of these behaviors and discover a drug-free approach to help your child regulate their emotions and behavior more effectively. As an example, Mom explains that when Jake was just 2.5 years old, he went from a sweet and smiling little boy to acting out, experiencing tantrums, crying spells, and explosive angry reactions. When triggered, his anger would escalate quickly. He would yell and stomp, call himself stupid, and at times, he would even hit himself. After several years, it had directly impacted his self-esteem. With every reaction, angry outburst, and tense moment, the family grew more and more desperate. They began to feel a weight of heaviness in the home. Jake's family had numerous conversations with their pediatrician, weekly sessions with the child therapist, meeting with school teachers and social workers, and 504 meetings. They longed for peace for Jake. After an extremely explosive event at a martial arts competition, they knew he needed a completely different approach to help him. They had heard about PX docs from a friend, so they decided to take a chance and get him started right away. With consistency and time, they helped rewire and re-regulate Jake's nervous system. They began to see big changes in him. Mom told our PX doctors that after about 3 or 4 months, they began to notice that Jake appeared calmer. They noticed him begin to use his words to express how he felt. He was less anxious, less combative, and less intense. He began to smile more and started to playfully joke around with his family. Jake still has his moments of frustration, but he has learned to recognize when he is heightened and apply the strategies he has learned in therapy to calm down, because his nervous system is now communicating with the rest of his body. He is happier, he smiles a lot, jokes around, and is playful. He articulates his needs and advocates for himself through words and not reactions. And the biggest accomplishment to date has been his comeback in competitive karate. Last July, Jake competed in the AAU National Karate Tournament. He took home 2 gold medals in kata and kumite in his age division, a national champion in 2 events. We cannot be more proud of Jake. Traditional approaches often focus on managing symptoms or altering behavior through rewards and punishments. Behavior specialists speak about learned behaviors or skill deficits and work hard to alter the external environment to support the child and then teach them new skills. But what about when the environment is full of modifications and all sorts of both parenting and professional help fails to get results? The PX Docs approach, looking deeper to address the internal root cause instead of modifying the environment. As a PX Doc and innate, I take a different approach. We look deeper to find the root cause of why a child is reacting like this. Sensory overload occurs when the brain is overwhelmed by excessive sensory stimuli, leading to a state of constant noise and confusion. This disrupts the normal regulation of the nervous system, particularly affecting the balance between sympathetic, which is the fight or flight, and parasympathetic, the rest and digest responses. Subluxation refers to misalignments or dysfunctions in the spine that can interfere with the nervous system's ability to process sensory information effectively. This interference can exacerbate nerve system dysregulation, contributing to heightened sensory sensitivities and overload. When the nervous system is dysregulated due to sensory overload and subluxation, it can lead to significant behavior issues. Children may exhibit increased anxiety, irritability, difficulty concentrating, and emotional meltdowns as their brain struggles to cope with the sensory chaos. The connection between these elements is cyclical. Sensory overload can lead the nervous system to dysregulation, which is often exacerbated by subluxations. This compounded effect can manifest as behavioral issues, creating a cycle that perpetuates the child's sensory and behavioral challenges. Root cause focused and drug-free interventions such as neurologically-focused pediatric chiropractic care aim to address subluxations and restore nervous system balance. By addressing the root causes, this form of care can help reduce sensory overload, improve nervous system regulation, and alleviate associated behavioral issues, leading to better overall functioning for the child. Parents, I want you to know that there is hope. Your child's challenging behaviors are not simply a reflection of your parenting, nor are they something your child can simply grow out of. They're often a sign that your child's nervous system needs support. Imagine a future where your child can navigate their emotions more easily, where tantrums and meltdowns become less frequent, and where your whole family feels more balanced and connected. Just like Jake's story, this future can be possible with neurologically focused chiropractic care. Click the link in our bio to learn more and check out our full podcast episode on how to overcome constant meltdowns, tantrums, and emotional outbursts.